Hey, what's up? This is Coach Raheen, and here's a little something that I want to share with you about finding your path in life. As you take your journey through the course of life and experience different things, there's one thing that is very important that you take into consideration as you interact with your environment, as you interact with the different people, that's your social environment, as you learn different things about your experience on this planet and in this plane. And that one thing that you must take into consideration is that every single thing that you experience, every single thing that you interact with, every single thing that you encounter, the people you talk to, the food you eat, all of these things are a 365-degree mirror of you. Now, that may be difficult to completely wrap your mind around because we often see ourselves detached. We don't see ourselves as connected to our environment. And the problem with that is that it's just not true. Science has proved it. You can research these things. In fact, anything that I say, I challenge you to research. But here's the easiest way for you to understand that every single thing is really a mirror, is the environment playing back to you what you see yourself. The easiest way to understand that is to know that we all have what's called perspective. We see things from our own point of view. We define life and phenomena from our own definitions. We place meanings on life. We interpret life. We translate life in a way that is easy for us to understand. Now, our translations are personal. They're very unique. Nobody will ever translate a situation exactly the way that you would translate it. In understanding that simple premise, if you can hold that thought in your mind just for a second, you'll begin to realize that, oh, everything that I'm looking at is what I am defining it as, not as what someone else is defining it as. So that should clue you in right away that your own interpretation of what you're looking at is dubious, is not going to be the same as someone else's point of view. Is not going, food that you eat is not going to taste the same for you as it is going to taste for them. It's the beautiful complexity of life that is also so very simple. Is simply acknowledging that we are all here having separate, unique experiences, but we're not separated. So when you're interacting with another person and you are developing an opinion and a perspective, a viewpoint of the person that you're interacting with, that is your interpretation of them. That is not necessarily their interpretation of themselves. How can this help you in your journey? This mindset, this state of mind, I should say, will help you in your journey, by realizing that everything in life is not happening to you, but for you. When you take an opinion about something, that's you calling it based off of what you know, your own interpretation. That means that in your mind, you've already owned the thing that you are looking at, that you're interpreting, that you're experiencing. Now, when you realize that, it will help you to find in the thing that you're looking at yourself. Once you find yourself in the thing that you're looking at, it becomes simple at that point, because then you realize that, hey, this thing is for me. Now, how can I utilize or understand what is taking place to serve me? So say, for example, you're interacting with someone who is giving you a perspective that you disagree with. And I mean, they're giving you a perspective that you strongly disagree with. It may be something as simple as foods. Nowadays, there are a lot of people who are trying to eat healthier, plant-based, including myself. And when you have that conversation with someone who is a meat eater, it depends, but sometimes the conversation can kind of reach an area where you realize there's a sharp contrast between your view on life as a plant eater and their view on life as a meat eater. They may ask you questions like, where you getting your protein from? Are you taking vitamins? All of this stuff, because in some perspectives, the idea is that if you're not eating meat, you're not getting all of the nutrients, all of the things that your body needs. But from a plant-based perspective, you already kind of understand that all of the plants on the planet have the nutrients in abundance that you need. So in thinking about that sharp contrast, you may be thinking, if you're a plant-based eater, that this meat eater is completely wrong, and vice versa if you're the meat eater. So how does that work? By listening to the person who has the opposite point of view for you, it gives you more perspective about the world around you and how it may serve you. On this plane, we are dealing with each other on a daily basis, and we help each other, and sometimes we don't help each other. But if you learn how to appreciate the perspective of someone who has a completely opposite perspective of you, the advantage is that they can tell you something about yourself or tell you something about the environment that you can't see. The person with the opposing view can help identify a blind spot that you can never have, because you can't exist in your space and exist in their space at the same time. The best you can do is empathize, but empathy does not give you a true sense of being in their shoes and seeing it from their perspective. So you allowing yourself to appreciate someone's opposing view gives you a perspective that you would probably have never gotten, or you might have gotten close to that perspective if you are very good, or you're one of those gifted people who are naturally empathetic. But if not, even still, if you're naturally empathetic and you empathize with people very well, there's still a perspective that someone else can give to you that you would not be able to have yourself, because you'd have to be them in order to have their perspective, and you could never be that person. You're yourself. You have a unique journey. So anyway, I just wanted to bring that message to you, because I know that there are a lot of us out here who are making our journeys through life, and some of us are having a rough go at it. It's not an easy process, and stress will build up, depression will build up, isolation will build up when you feel like there's nobody out here who understands you. You feel alone. And my purpose for being here is to serve as many people as I possibly can in the way that I can. So just keeping in mind, as you make your journey, remember, every single thing that you experience is happening for you, not against you. And every single thing that's happening in your environment, your social environment, the people that you interact with, these people are in your environment and providing you with an opportunity to learn something about yourself and about the environment that you can't have, because they bring a perspective, they bring a a viewpoint that would be very difficult for you to appreciate, except for the fact that if you were them, and you can't be them, you can only be you. So learn to use other people's perspectives to your advantage, even and especially when you disagree with them. This is Coach Raheem. If you want to schedule yourself a coaching session, I'd love to be your coach. You can reach me at coachraheem.com. That's CoachRaheem.com. There you'll find my contact information. You can text me. I'm available for keynote speaking. I've done multiple events helping people. My goal is to help 1 million people. I'd love to do that before January. I'm one of those kind of people. I love setting high goals, and there are so many of us out here that just need help. And life is going, but it does not have to go on without your involvement. And if you know somebody who needs a message or who needs help, please pass on the information. Like, share, and follow my channel, my YouTube channel, also on Facebook and social media and podcasts. And I put out material weekly, especially on Thursdays. So reach out and help somebody. And, remember, life is happening for you, not against you. This is Coach Raheem. Until next time.